Okay,
I don't
welcome.
even know the topic.
Sex today is what we're talking about. Welcome to another episode of Team Marriage Thursdays. This is week number 4. And today we're going to talk about sex because that is probably one of the most important parts of a marriage. Now, we're not going to get into the business of, how you do it, how often you do it, or anything like that. But what we want to talk about today is talking about the things that you like. Do you talk about sex with your mate?
Do you let them know what you like, what you don't like? Good touches, bad touches.
Do you let them know, touch more here, or hey, the next time we do it, can you do this more, or so forth and so on. Now, for us, this has been one of the biggest issues that we have in our marriage because I'm not one of those people who like to talk, and my wife is like, we got to talk, we got to talk, we got to talk, we got to talk, got to talk, got to talk, got to talk, got to talk it out. And me, I'm like,
just do it. Just do it.
Let's just make it happen. Even on the times where we even, when she wants to bring up a conversation about sex, like I don't know what it is. I'm just so uncomfortable with just having a conversation about sex and intimacy and so forth and so on, and blah 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 blah. So for me, I am the type of person that just likes to feel it out, which is probably not the most healthy way of doing it. And
it's
wife,
a waste of time.
Well, not necessarily. It's not.
It's a waste of great nights of sex because all the time that you take into just trying to figure it out without having the conversation, had you had the conversation, bam, it would solve all the problems.
Yeah, but my issue is that sometimes I like it like this and sometimes I don't like it like that. Sometimes I want it this way, sometimes I don't want it this way. So,
which can be confusing.
It's very well, it's not confusing, but it can be confusing, but I just am all about and always have been that sex should be about chemistry. It should be about the emotion and the passion and all that other stuff. And, when you are in the heat of the moment, then you don't necessarily have to ask, do you like it here or do you like it here? You just kind of like, it fills it out. But my wife is like, nope, this is what I like. You could do this every single time and it doesn't matter.
I'm pretty consistent. Consistent across the board. Nothing really changes. But again, I do fully believe that you have to have open dialogue when you get together. This was earlier on in our relationship, and it rolled on into the marriage. So maybe after 3 years?
Yeah.
After 3 years, we finally got it together. So it's not the end of the world, but I feel like we wasted a lot of precious times, when we could have just got everything on the table because we didn't know each other. We kind of like, it was a blind date and we met and we started dating and we never stopped dating. Where typically you meet somebody, you have several conversations over the phone and everything else before you even go out on a date, before you have a kiss, you kind of know the situation. And we were kind of, we went in it,
blind.
Not blindsided, but blindfolded.
I don't know about that. Anyways, so it is important to have a conversation with your mate about sex. Dr. Sabrina Jackson, who is in our documentary that's coming out in October, talks about the importance of having a conversation with your mate about sex, about doing adult things, going to the adult store, playing games with your mate, making it interesting. Some people like role play, whatever it is that you think is going to continue to spruce up your sex life, then you should do it. I mean, it's going to be a work in progress, ladies. Like my wife, I had to let her know it's not going to be an overnight thing, and vice versa. So
and it definitely was not an overnight thing.
Thanks. Anyways, so let us know. Do you talk to your mate about sex? Is that important, or do you just fill it out? Are you having sexual chemistry with your mate, or Are you just a wham bam, thank you, ma'am?
Do you have some hidden desires hidden from your mate? Get it out there. Talk about it. Keep things hot. Keep things fun. We've only been married, I shouldn't say only, but we've been married for 6.5 years. So after doing the documentary, we've learned that it continues to get more seasoned as you go. And it does not have to get boring. You know, ours started off more, not really boring, but we just, like you said, we hadn't talked about a lot, you know, in the beginning. And so now,
which is an important, we'll say this when you go, and I was listening to somebody else say this. Actually, Whitney Cummings was on Howard Stern, and I was listening to her, and she was saying that it's really unfortunate that we bring our old relationship into the new relationship. And so what ends up happening is that your old mate liked it this way, they like this, they like that, they like this, and your new mate is a totally different, you know, individual. They don't like this. They're like foreign to, you know, some of the things that you're doing. And that's important. And I would say that's probably the most important reason why you should have a conversation about sex, because, you know, I had to learn all of the things that I did before, all of the pleasures that, you know, I liked before, all the pleasures that I thought that I was giving before. My wife was like, nah, that's not even how I get, you know, down, and vice versa. So have a conversation with your mate about sex if you feel comfortable with it. If you don't, keep throwing darts at it and figure it out. October 20th is our premiere of our documentary. It's coming out worldwide, well, on our website. October 27th is called Team Marriage. It's about how couples work as a team to win at marriage. We will see you again next Thursday for Team Marriage Thursday. Share this episode with your friends. Let your friends know, married couples, single people. It doesn't matter if you've been married 5 years, 50 years, or whatever. This documentary is for everybody. It has a lot of great information, you know, for everyone who has been married, or who is not married, who has been divorced, or whatever. So we look forward to having you come either to the premiere or either seeing it when it comes out on our website. If you have comments, leave them below.
Please do.
Or DM us or email us or whatever.
Also, please listen to this video in its entirety and don't call me or text me and say, oh my God, your husband cheated on you. No, he didn't cheat on me since we've been married. That was in the early part of the relationship when we very first met.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
So, well, I'm just saying, please listen to the whole thing. Don't
Peace.
call me.
Bye.
If you didn't
see you
tune
next
in.
week.
Have a good week.